Um, Before we start, can I have your name, age, gender, nationality, and place of origin?
Okay, my name is Johnson Thomas. I'm male, 55 years, I'm Indian, and I'm from Mumbai.
All right. Okay. As a suicide helpline, what inspired your organization to address issues like cyberbullying and their connection to mental health crisis?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you repeat?
Yeah. As a suicide helpline, what inspired your organization to address issues like cyberbullying and their connections to mental health crises?
Cyberbullying also causes mental health crisis, so that's the main reason. We get a lot of calls from youngsters who get trapped by cyberbullies and by cyber scams.
Yeah.
It leads them to think of suicide as an option. So that's the main.
Uh, okay. In your experience, how often does cyberbullying come up as a factor in the cases you encountered?
Of late, after COVID, I think it's lot more. A lot of people have become addicted to online platforms. Uh,
Hmm.
uh, they spend a lot more time on that, and a lot of people are trying to earn money through uh, media. So it's kind of leaving them susceptible and vulnerable to cyber scamsters.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's the main reason. A lot of people lost their jobs during COVID, haven't
Mm.
been able to find new jobs to replace them. They are all debt, huge debts because even cyber scamsters are found in the form of loan apps and stuff. So they are people get caught up
Yeah.
in
Okay.
scams.
All right. Could you share some of the psychological effects, both immediate and long term, that cyberbullying can have on those at risk?
Have on?
Have on those on at risk. Basically, the people who are getting cyberbullied, what are the psychological impacts one they might face?
See, it's like any other problem which they don't have a solution to. So they are likely to lose control over the situation. They like to find themselves at sea as to how to deal with it. There's no formal system available to redress the problem. The
Hmm.
government platforms also are not helpful because you go to the cybercrime cell, which might help you or which might not help you depending on what they think is feasible. Uh, because the police obviously doesn't like to record cases that are unsolvable. So they probably might not take up a lot of the cases where cybercrime.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So it's difficult for people who have to face that because if you face sorry, a loss of money, loss of self-respect,
Hmm.
a loss uh, due to someone's opinion of you or toxicity towards you,
Hmm.
uh, you tend to have it affects your self-image, it affects the way you think about yourself, it affects Um, it also affects you in the way that can't you seem to be unable to seek help from your family or friends because of it. Because cyber crimes can also be sexual,
Yeah, definitely. It's
and
use of
a lot of
AI
these,
too.
yeah, so a lot of these cyber police use sexual means to get people to entrap youngsters.
Yeah,
So that's also, and it's a lure, right? I mean, people look for friends online because you don't have it's difficult to make friends face to face
yeah.
nowadays,
Hmm.
and it's easier to make them online. So you see them, know them very well. They could
Definitely.
be fake friends for all you know. they
Yeah.
are.
All
When
right.
you come face to face with them,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
you might be fooled. So, like, it's a catfish scheme also.
Yeah.
A lot of
Catfish is
people,
happening a lot.
yeah, catfishing also happens. So, a lot of people impersonate someone else and pretend to be someone
Yeah.
can capture your attention and your emotions and make you susceptible to abuse. So, it's demeaning. It's probably it affects your psychological makeup. It affects you so badly that you start thinking of suicide as an option. It's humiliating. It's
Hmm.
not something you can share with anyone else.
Yeah.
The main reason is because it's difficult to share it with someone else.
Hmm.
Not especially your parents or your friends, because it's like exposing yourself to one more hurt. Because obviously, whoever you share it with won't tell you that stupid or
Hmm.
foolish, sorry, to do such things.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yourself to be all
All right.
such.
Okay. Um, do you believe that current laws or social media policies are sufficient to protect vulnerable individuals from the psychological impacts of cyberbullying?
See, there are systems in place, but they're not enough. Nothing is enough because we're talking about a huge mass of people at
Hmm.
a time. Social media can only direct you to certain forums. It's not. There's no. It's not. It's not a proactive thing. It's tell you go to the space. It'll help you in some form or the other, psychologically, or and from there you contact someone else. And by that time, you might not feel like doing all that.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Nothing is enough. And the system, we don't have a system. We don't have a robust system to tackle cyber crimes
Yeah,
or
definitely. So there
cyber.
should be more laws that have to be
Yeah,
implemented.
I'm not saying laws. It's more of uh, the administration should be a little bit more proactive. See, the number of laws don't. The more laws you have, the more misuse they can get.
Yeah, that is
So
definitely.
it's better to whatever laws you have, just be more proactive about implementing.
Hmm. Yeah.
So even the cybercrime, it's a cybercrime after all, right? But the cybercrime police will not respond, might not respond because they don't think there's anything that they can do, or they
Yeah, since
might,
they have more different issues they have to go through every day and stuff. So,
yeah. So they prefer not to do that. They might now even initially when financial scams were happening through cyber through internet, the police wouldn't take up those cases. It's only now that they are willing to take up some cases. Only see they will also take up cases which they think are solvable
yeah,
because they don't want to spoil their own records.
exactly. Yeah, that's definitely that.
It happens with all crimes. It's
Hmm.
they only take up cases. I mean, especially violence and abuse against women. They only take up cases which they think
They can solve.
can be filed. Yeah, get that they can solve. They will not take up cases which they can't solve. So then it shows badly on their record.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Um, what advice do you give to friends, family members, or teachers who suspect someone might be experiencing cyberbullying and is at risk of self-harm and suicidal attempts?
See, I think compassion and a listening here is very important. See,
Definitely.
maybe it won't be solvable. Maybe it might not resolve the issue itself, but you can help the person go through the psychological impact with a little bit more cushion, like a support system available.
Hmm.
So even if the person is not, sorry, even if the person is not willing to talk
Yeah.
to his or her parents about it, at least the teacher can
Yeah.
intervene and support the person through these phases, or be the link to get the child or the person to talk to the parents and
Yeah.
be there when they talk to the parents, so that the parents don't react
Mm.
negatively to this.
All right. Okay.
So it's important that compassion and support and understanding be shown to these people. Uh, Give them a listening ear. It's important that they get to ventilate about.
Yeah. That's, I think, very important for someone who's facing cyberbullying and stuff.
Yeah, it's very important because that it'll take away that immediacy of ending your life or self harming yourself.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so the last question. Finally, if you could give some piece of advice to young people facing cyberbullying and mental health struggles, what would that piece of advice be?
Either, yeah. Could you repeat?
Yeah. Finally, if you could give one piece of advice to young people facing cyberbullying and mental health struggles, what would that piece of advice be?
I think restrict yourself uh, uh, to using social media as a tool to benefit professionally
Hmm.
rather than personally, because anything personal can leave you vulnerable. So it's best to use social media mostly for professional stuff rather than personal stuff. Personal stuff, you need to be much more proactive and do one-to-one interactions rather than through internet or through social media.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
that is what will help you even uh, develop your cognitive skills. See, even for your cognitive skills to develop or be at its peak, you need to interact on a personal basis. This via media doesn't. The via media is only restricting your cognitive development.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's best to do person to person interactions for friendships and for any other social interactions, and leave or and we focus on professional bits when you're doing social media and stuff.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and these words of wisdom. It really means a lot. Thank you for making time for this.
Okay, all the best.